Hello and welcome to this instructional video on setting up report card style reports. So I've taken our example we had before with the Term 1 and Term 2 report cards. I filled in a Term 2 with some random marks just to show how everything works. And now we will come up to the 3x3 dots and we will head down to reports. I've got a few reports created for classes that I've already taught. We click the plus to add a report. And this could be our Math 5I Term 2 report card. The title as it appears on the report would be the Term 2 report card. We don't need a different subtitle, and we want the individual student report. You can make group reports as a teacher. I tend to do that to get the output for the different evaluation skills. Now the class we are doing this with is Math 5I, and we will select all of our students, and this will bring us into the report. We will add widgets. One of them is the student information. You can choose what you can and can't show. It says show only the fields that have values. So we should end up with blank with no picture, first name and last name it says, but we only put in the initial. Now we want a marks table. And this will allow us to go through our different tabs and decide which marks go into the table and which ones we display. At least when it loads, which seems to be taking a bit of time. So the title here by default is marks table. We're going to have Term 1 marks for this first one. We select the group that we're basing it on, and yes, it's 5I. We pick which tab, and here we're going to take our Term 1 report card. We don't necessarily want all elements though. We don't need the individual marks. That gets kind of overloaded. We'll just take the homework tests, so each of the category marks. So yes, these are the selected columns. They will appear in the order that they are on that tab with the headings they have on that tab. So you want to choose your organization carefully. You can sort the columns. We save. And then here we see that this student in Term 1 had 60s on homework, 70 on tests, 75 on projects, 80 on the quarterly assessment, and 74.5 overall. But we said this is a Term 2 report card. So we're going to add our new widget, a marks table widget. Again, we're waiting for the widget editor to load. It does take a little bit of time. And again, we change our title. It's horizontal. We can show comments, so you can actually enter comments as a type of evaluation. And then these comments will appear. So you can have on the Math tab individual comments as a column, and those can be put on the report card like this. We're going to take our Term 2 report card, and again, just omit the individual marks. You can, of course, produce a detailed report with absolutely everything if you choose. And now our report will have the marks from both terms. And for a final report card, you can go through and select or make a final report card tab that just has the Term 1 overall, Term 2 overall, and average those together, generating it in much the same way. We can even add a widget if we set up the attendance. We've got additional comments. We can do the attendance summaries as a pie chart or in a table format so that we could generate a report saying how often this student has attended. We can even do a report card as the widget. So when this comes up, we can select our tabs and columns. So we could pull everything if we wanted to, all the tabs. And this report card would be generated for each of the columns that we have here. So the idea with the report card is that it allows you to pull from multiple classes. So if you have the same student listed in a group for 10 classes, we could pull up the report cards that way. But that is more of a school account and not an individual teacher account. So we can save this report and then generate that report at any time for the students in the class. If we had more than one student, there'd be arrows next to the names cycling through. So this covers pretty much everything but setting up attendance and comments reports. So those will be coming next.